The Star Wars universe is a mess.
I fucking hate Star Wars!
And with each new release, one question gets bigger and bigger. Who is this for? With Kenobi coming out in May, answering that question has never been more difficult. Let me explain why. The Star Wars franchise has been painting itself into a box since the very first film, A New Hope, released in 1977. Starting in the middle of the story, Episode 4 was a great plot device to spice up the series. So after the original trilogy finished up, and everyone realized there was more money to be made, they said, hey, let's go backwards and fill in the blanks. And so the prequel trilogy was born. And with this trilogy came limitations, as they had to stay within the boundaries of everything that came before, or after. Then they said, hey, let's finally make some movies that take place after the original trilogy, but still have it strictly tied to the main Star Wars story. Okay, now let's shove everything we possibly can between here and hope for the best. Plot holes? I barely know her. Characters somehow returning? That's our bread and butter. It's confusing and it's a lot. So the question comes up, who is it for? Well, I think episodes 1 through 9, aka the main story, are for more mainstream casual audiences. I enjoy Star Wars, so I'll watch the movies. But how about the Star Wars stories, like Solo and Rogue One? Well, I'd say that's for somebody who's a little bit deeper into the Star Wars franchise. And this is me, and I think most people. We watch all the movies, and whether we love them or think they're stupid, it's enjoyable regardless.
But wait! There's more!
TV shows. But they're not important to the main storyline, it's just spin-off shows with secondary characters. I don't need to watch them to enjoy the larger story. That's only for the die-hard fans. Sorry, what's that? The main characters from the movies are the main characters in the shows? Okay, in that case, I guess even casual viewers should guzzle down 7 seasons of The Clone Wars, 4 seasons of Rebels, 2 seasons of Resistance, 1 season of The Bad Batch, 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, 1 season of The Book of Boba Fett, and all the seasons of the upcoming shows. Did I forget anything? Probably. I didn't even mention the canon stories in books and video games. It's a lot, it's confusing, and most frustrating, it can't decide what it wants to be. Star Wars has no idea who it is for anymore. One piece of media is directed at casual viewers, then the next at diehard fans, then the next at brand new fans, then the next one is trying to please everybody, which just doesn't work. You reach a point of oversaturation and parody, and eventually you stretch your stories so thin trying to please everybody that no one cares anymore. So that brings us back to the ultimate question. Who is Kenobi for? Well, I haven't seen any Star Wars shows, but I know I'll watch Kenobi because I really like that character. But I also know I'll be confused when they bring up some nonsense about something in the universe that wasn't in the movies. Just watching the trailer, I can already tell this will happen. I know this guy with the spinning lightsaber is supposed to be somebody, but I don't know who, and I don't care. And I thought Obi-Wan and Vader's meeting in A New Hope was the first time they met since the High Ground. So if they meet in this show, So I guess the answer to who is Kenobi for is anybody willing to watch, which falls into the trying to please everybody category, which will inevitably leave all fans dissatisfied to a degree. Look, I really want Star Wars to succeed, but I don't think cramming all of your stories into this gap is the right way to do it. The solution is one that's mentioned all the time. Just make a completely new story for a new generation that takes place after Episode 9 and has nothing to do with the original trilogy. As in, don't remake A New Hope with a fresh coat of paint and call it new. Make a story with 100% new characters and locations. I personally think it would be awesome to see stories about Jedi re-emerging and becoming a normal occurrence again in the universe. 90% of Star Wars has been about Jedis running and hiding. The series about lightsabers and the Force has mainly been about those two things cowering behind a table on some random planet. Let the Jedi back out to play. Bring it full circle, like the trees that rise from the ashes of the burnt forest. That's how you connect it to the old series. Show us what it's like when new Jedis are being brought back into society, and how their views and beliefs have changed. Just give us anything new, please. But that's just one man's opinion. Maybe you're super excited for Kenobi, and maybe it will be an amazing series. I hope that's the case. Because at the end of the day, these media properties are supposed to bring entertainment and joy. And if Kenobi does that for somebody, then who am I to argue that that's not a success?